Hey guys, let's get more news about Dallas, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. McCarthy details latest Cowboys injury news. OTAs are officially off and running for the Dallas Cowboys this week, as the team began their first of 6 scheduled practices on Tuesday ahead of minicamp in early June when the entire team will be present. Off-season injury recoveries have taken some storylines on both sides of the ball, as multiple injured stars from the 2023 season will be off to the side working in a rehab group during the OTA period. That group will include cornerback Trayvon Diggs, linebacker DeMarvion Overshown and tight end John Stevens Jr., who are each recovering from torn ACLs suffered early last season. "They look great," head coach Mike McCarthy said. "It's really staying on time with the process. Trayvon, he's out there, he's hitting rehab for days a week. I know Al Harris is spending time with him when he's here. Overshown actually looks really good. It's respecting the timeline. If I was a doctor, which I'm not, I would say he's a little ahead of schedule." Overshown isn't the only member of the 2023 draft class recovering from surgery, as defensive tackle Motzi Smith is still working back from a shoulder problem that bothered him during his rookie season, which forced him to have surgery at the beginning of the offseason. "He's still in the rehab group," McCarthy said. "Working primarily with our rehab guys. He's still in our meetings and everything else." McCarthy also shared that 2023 second-round pick tight end Luke Schoonmaker is nursing a hamstring injury and will not participate in OTAs with the team and will instead be off to the side with the rehab group. He is also coming off season shoulder surgery. In Schoonmaker's second offseason, he will now miss his second OTA period after arriving in Dallas with a plantar fascia injury that he suffered in college. 337-pounder tabbed as possible Cowboys breakout after 2023 struggles. Sometimes all it takes is a change of scenery to unlock a player's potential, but in Dallas Cowboys defensive tackle Motzi Smith's case, the 2023 first-round pick could see similar green shoots from the arrival of new defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer. Smith, 6'3" and 337 pounds, produced only 13 total tackles, 1 sack, and 3 tackles for loss while making 3 starts in 17 appearances after being chosen by the Cowboys with the number 26 overall pick. But, Bleacher Report's Christopher Knox put together a list of 3 potential breakout stars for the Cowboys this season, including Smith bouncing back from a disappointing rookie season. Putting Smith in a more natural role should increase his efficacy on the field, Knox writes for Bleacher Report. The second-year defender should also have more opportunities to get on the field. With Hankins and Neville Gallimore both gone, Smith has a chance to step into a starting role. Expect Smith to showcase that new role and how he fits into Zimmer's overall defensive game plan in the coming months. One current NFL defensive coach is a bit skeptical, suggesting to Heavy that the Cowboys overdraft Smith, but suggests a new scheme may bring out the best in him as a player. Mike Zimmer's new scheme will be better suited for him, the coach told Heavy, on the condition of anonymity to speak freely about a player on another team. Because he's best at playing blocks, rather than just getting upfield in the type of scheme they ran last season. Zimmer's arrival could usher in new ways to deploy Smith's immense power and athleticism rarely found in a player his size. Smith's new defensive coordinator believes there is significantly more upside in the former Michigan standout than he showed last season. Zimmer plans to tear down Smith and build him back up during the off-season program and training camp this summer, in hopes of turning him loose to wreak havoc in opposing backfields this fall. "Obviously he was a high draft pick, and I heard that he kinda struggled a little bit last year," Zimmer recently told reporters. "We're gonna start with the basics, get him in a good stance, get him using his hands the right way, getting his footwork the right way, and then kinda go from there. We anticipate that he's gonna be a good player like he was in college." As CeeDee Lamb stays away from the Cowboys' off-season program, some of Dallas' younger wide receivers are getting valuable reps on the practice field with quarterback Dak Prescott during OTA practices. After moving on from Michael Gallup, and waiting to select a wide receiver until taking Ryan Flournoy in the fourth round of April's draft, the Cowboys are looking for someone to emerge as a reliable and consistent third option behind Lamb and Brandon Cooks. Perhaps the biggest beneficiaries of Lamb's absence are Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks, who could make significant pushes to lock down the third receiver role with a strong spring and summer. "We expect all of those guys to make a jump," wide receivers coach Robert Prince told reporters, via the team's official website. "It starts with Jalen Tolbert. He made a big jump from year 1 to year 2, and we expect the same thing to happen for him going into year 3. And Jalen Brooks, he works hard and he's one of those guys that's always studying, and he can play all of the WR positions, so we're looking forward to seeing what he can do this year as well." Tolbert caught 22 passes for 268 yards and 2 touchdowns last season, while Brooks added just 6 receptions for 64 yards. It's always possible the Cowboys bring in a veteran free agent on an affordable team-friendly contract, but it appears the young players will get the first chance to prove they're capable of an expanded role. Cowboys All-Pro edge rusher Micah Parsons has stayed away from the team's voluntary offseason program, amid stalled negotiations on a possible long-term contract. However, that might be about to change. Just texted with Cowboys DE Micah Parsons. "Parsons was not at OTAs today in Frisco but tells me he will be back for in-house and national media responsibilities next week Tuesday, the 28th, and minicamp," NFL Network reporter Jane Slater said via X. Unlike the off-season program and OTAs, minicamp is mandatory, so that appears to be the first time the Cowboys will have Parsons on the practice field this spring. Parsons' immediate future and the state of his contract talks could hinge on the outcome of the Cowboys' negotiations with Prescott. But it sounds like Parsons plans to at least be around his teammates in the coming days and weeks. Cowboys' Dak Prescott knows business will take care of itself regarding new deal, doesn't play for money. Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said, "We want Dak Prescott." That's that. When asked how motivated he is to retain Prescott as his team's long-term face of the franchise quarterback, Jones made that comment 2 days before the 2024 NFL Draft on April 23, and based on how emphatic he was in saying it, the natural conclusion would be that a new deal for Prescott, who enters 2024 in the last season of a 4-year, $160 million contract he signed back in 2021, was imminent. However, nearly a month has passed, and Dallas already has 2 organized team activities, OTA, workouts under their belt, without Prescott receiving a new deal. Prescott, the 2023 season leader in passing touchdowns, 36, isn't fazed by the lack of a deal at this moment in time, while stressing the importance of not holding out with much of his receiving core trending younger outside of Brandon Cooks, age 30. "Business is business. I'll leave it where it gets handled," Prescott said Wednesday at Cowboys OTAs. "Right now, it's about being my best for this team right now in this moment. OTAs is helping these guys out and just focused on that, and I know my business will take care of itself. Been in it before, experienced, in talks with Jerry and Stephen Jones, and just controlling what I can right now." The 3-time Pro Bowl quarterback, who will turn 31 on July 29, entering his 9th NFL season, is coming off of a season in which he earned 2023 second-team All-Pro honors and finished as the league's MVP runner-up behind Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson while putting up his most efficient season of his career, 105.9 passer rating. Should Prescott's deal somehow not get done between now and March 2025, he can hit the open market as an unrestricted free agent. Prescott's current deal possesses a no-trade and no-franchise tag clause. If he did become an unrestricted free agent, the bidding would almost certainly result in Prescott becoming the NFL's highest-paid player on an average annual salary basis and surpassing Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow's $55 million average per year on his 5-year, $275 million deal. He did say back in April that he's not trying to be the highest paid necessarily, but with a soon-to-be 36-year-old Kirk Cousins signing a 4-year, $180 million contract with $100 million in guaranteed money to join the Atlanta Falcons after tearing his Achilles in 2023, Prescott's contract value would soar much higher than that. "I don't play for money," Prescott said. Never cared for it, to be honest with you." "Yeah. Would give it up just to play this game. So I allow that to the business people to say what it's worth, what they're supposed to give a quarterback of my play. A person of my play, leader of my play. For me, it's about, as I said, control what I can control and handle that part, and the rest will take care of itself." And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Dak Prescott? Leave your opinion in the comments.